Cool.
Okay. This is a Studio 6 live session with Nite Sun. Welcome.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for coming and doing this. I guess, do you want to give yourself any more introduction than just Nite Sun, or is that good to go?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Nite Sun. Spell that Nitesun. I get that name from my Cree name, which is Dipskaupisim. And I am from Northern Alberta, which is located on Treaty 8 territory. I'm from East Prairie Métis Settlement and Sawridge First Nation. I moved here early January, or earlier on this year, late January. And yeah, loving Vancouver. I'm really grateful that I'm on beautiful Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish territories. I'm still trying to get used to remembering all the names, but I'm very thankful that I'm here, and I recognize and want to acknowledge that I am also a settler on these lands.
Well, thank you for that, and thanks for coming. Let's get into your first song.
Thank you.
Yeah. When you look at the grand scheme of things, you realize your experiences import validity, adaptability. Life is a constant relative, designing community. The struggle is meant to help us understand how to lend a helping hand. We are a band of poor, unfortunate souls. We believe the ways of the world are set in stone. Reality is a contradicting metamorphosis, a stage that forces you to change, adapt, and improvise. Just to stay sane, life trains the vessels to mobilize. You have to learn how to question humanity, embrace change, love self, balance the vanity, reflect, grow, mental preparation, and then registration of the situation is the installation needed for contemplation to elevate the self into a higher state, that safe space that only you can retreat to. So fill your void with positive insights. The mind is like a news reporter, constantly evaluating its surroundings in order to educate and help set aside the pride that we attach to what we thought we knew, by accepting this new truth with love and light, and forgiving oneself for not knowing before the moment occurred, holding ourselves accountable now for what it is that we have learned, for we have earned or we deserve what it is that we attract, and that's a matter of fact. The laws of the universe act as a fair consequent practice. The past is a learning mechanism. Take what you need, leave what you don't imprison your vision for the sake of someone else's mission, yet that is your own decision. I have no right to tell you how to live your life. I can only pass along advice to help you decide what will ultimately lead you to the next clue. Leveling up, refilling your cup with the replenishing waters of millennial thought, thanks to the colonial part of a fear-based art that no longer serves a purpose. So now we must start balancing the surface and recognize why it is that we have been brought to Turtle Island. We, the Indigenous of North America, will no longer stay silent as we continue to bring awareness to this dark climate. The tyrants are the clients stuck in the islet of what the diamond can siren, influencing the autopilot option. The finest materials can be a cause for concern. Learn to discern that wealth isn't just a physical journey. It's a testament for leaders to show that they are worthy in leading the way and proving that the power of manifestation is a mutual compilation. You benefit, I benefit, pure energetic citation. And through the process of globalization, we as human beings can influence and train our love to be healing. Yeah, to be healing. Yeah, to be healing.
Nite Sun live in Studio 6. That was great. Thank you for performing for us. You mentioned you moved to Vancouver this past January. Have you been able to find an artistic community since you've moved here?
Yes. So before I moved out here, I was living in Calgary and I was working with Indigenous Resilience in Music as the production manager for a time. And through Indigenous Resilience in Music, also known as IRIM, I met JB the First Lady, I met Mama Rude Gal, I met Snotty Nose Res Kids. Basically, most of the Indigenous musicians that are located out here out west, and some BIPOC artists as well. I met Missy D through JB the First Lady, Kimordal as well through JB the First Lady. I also met Biowana through JB the First Lady. I met so many artists through JB the First Lady. So I just want to shout out JB the First Lady. She hosted me so well when I first moved out here. She was the one who directed me to be a mentor at the Hip Hop Drop, which is located on Venables and Commercial. It's really, really dope. And she also, just hooked me up with a lot of different beat makers as well. So like my producer right now is David Tellerico, and he's the one who worked on JB the First Lady's album, Missy D's album, and Comordal. So
it's a good connection to have.
Exactly. So I'm just really grateful. I'm really thankful for all the people that I've known because of IRIM before moving out to Vancouver. So that really helped me feel more welcome, actually, and more, I guess, excited as to moving out here for the first time and not really like feeling as scared as I did when I moved out to Hamilton, Ontario. So I didn't have any support there. I didn't know anyone. So it's completely different now that I'm here. So very grateful for that.
It's a lot easier to hit the ground running when you know people there already and there's sort of
Yes.
a path to follow.
Exactly.
Well, we should get to your next track. Can you tell us a little bit about the song you're going to play next?
Yeah. So that last song is called Grand Scheme. This song I'm going to play is called Hollow. I made this song when I was living out in Ontario. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this one too. It's really cool. It really talks a lot about the idea of kind of just staying stagnant and what that will bring you and what it won't bring you, and kind of just wanting to inspire and motivate people to do more than what it is that they think they are meant to do in this world. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Alas, our dried voices, when we whisper together, are quiet and meaningless as wind in dry grass.
We are not lost. We are not found. We are in between. The here and the now, constant presence in the lives of the living makes the idea of love so forgiving. But what is love? I ask up above, and the answer given is in the thought of living, trusting your intention within the vision. Love is the spark between thought and decision, knowing that the pain lies ahead so well hidden, but still going through with it. Life is not finished, there is no end. So if you stay in the shadow knowing you're not really dead, your purpose withers, your soul forgets what it meant to love. The path you led to embrace the imperfection with affection strengthens the connection with meaningful intelligence. True education on manifesting the best things, nesting the next decision from a past deed meant to mold me, not hold thee like a remote control thief. Now how am I gonna watch this TV? But reality is not in the big screen. The big picture is what is in me, within the essence of existing, within the presence of true being, seeing the feeling the breathing the freedom of life's true meaning through dreaming and believing that you yourself can be a magical key to a life so worth having, and dancing to the beat of Mother Earth's heart rate makes me pardon the actions of my brothers and sisters of the stars with no end.
Between the idea and the reality, between the motion and the act, falls the shadow. Between the conception and the creation, between the emotion and the response, falls the shadow.
I am Nite Sun. It is time to exist as one. Dipscalpism. I carry on the song my ancestors sang so long ago. To the foe, those that won't let go of the material world, who fear loss of control. But I'm a material girl, unlearning the yearning for a life so hurting, training me to think that I am deserving of negative wording, meant to pierce my growth of spiritual burden, meant to befall those that hunger for lovers, those that plunder for brothers, create thunder for mothers, fight before put asunder. A spark is for a lark to sing for every new day. Hark for the brave, love of the way the warrior sways to cast the light of a new age with beautiful dark rays. The void is a good maze, treacherous with selflessness and inevitable of revelations that our true darkness can portray. But to accept and love that part of ourselves anyway, to find peace in the phantom. Granted, the judgment of Adam and Eve was due to the sight of life without need of worth to proceed within the illusion of being human for a moment in time that flatters the masters who try to guide us through this movement towards evolution. Lucid is the truth, and truth is you already knew this. Never were you ever clueless. A stum, come and be one with spirit, and spiritually you will find the answers to walk lovingly through your fear.
Between the desire and the spasm, between the potency and the existence, between the essence and the descent, falls the shadow. For thine is the kingdom.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you. So this next song I'm going to share is called Queendom. I wrote this song when I was living in Calgary, and it was a really interesting time. Around then, I had my roommate still, my best friend, who's no longer my best friend anymore, and I just felt this enormous pull to being who I am. I am queer. I'm a Cree-Métis. I also am non-binary. I identify as they, them. But at that time, I didn't identify as they, them. I wasn't non-binary. I was more accepting of being called he and him, but also okay with she, her. So in the song, you can really hear me kind of like going through that journey of getting comfortable with my sexual preferences, and also being happy and proud of who I am at the same time. So, and of my culture. So yeah, I hope you guys like it.
Four-letter word, the number 4 is sacred. Understood as I learn how to meditate among Mother Earth. I've begun to acknowledge I am made up of this sacred land. I embody all 4 elements. I am that I am, and I now understand my purpose is to make amends and influence a better generation. As I embrace my duality, I'm a queen and I'm a king in my reality. My spirit is genderless, thus I am connected to a higher presence. Never was I separated from Manito, because I am the Mother, the Daughter, and the Holy Ghost. Do not let yourself believe that we are better off divided. A real queen will stand with her people, for we are united. In my queendom, in my Tracklist. I am a proud Cree-Métis. I am proud to be known as an infinite being. The infinity sign was chosen for a reason. The mixing of blood and culture isn't the only meaning. It's a symbol for all eternal beings, resurrecting the truth within us all. Total recall. Riel once said, prophetically paraphrasing, my people are sleeping, and when they awaken, it will be the artists that bring them back their spirit. So with every step we take, our ancestors follow, eternally fighting for a better tomorrow. Do not let yourself believe that we are better off divided. A real queen will stand with her people, for we are united. In my queendom, in my queendom, in my queendom, in my queendom.
Amazing. Thank you.
No problem.
I mean, in your work, in that song in particular, in a lot of your work, you're really channeling and focusing on themes of empowerment and challenging colonial structures and just generally activistic intentions. Is there a tension between that and creating music that you think people will like and sort of get down to, or does it just sort of all fit together for you?
Well, when I first started off with my journey into hip hop, my first song I wrote was actually very colonial, and it fed into everything the society like pretty much wants our youth to learn, and that is basically to be a zombie and to feed into the capitalistic lies and to accept your circumstances for what they are. And I refuse to do that anymore. At that point in my life, I knew I didn't want to, I don't know what it was. There was something at that point. I just realized I couldn't put the song out because it wasn't empowering, it wasn't inspiring, it wasn't evolutional. It actually I thought of it in a way where I thought of other people, like my younger cousins, my mother even. I just didn't want to make them feel hurt, like I was hurting their feelings by calling them fat or calling them, like all these different hurtful things that rappers can do. And I want my music to make people feel good. I don't want to feed into the negative ideals of what rap is. I believe that hip hop was created and intended to be used to influence and inspire and to be very community based and just uplifting. So I want to bring hip hop back to its natural and just first beginning roots, because I know that's how it started. So I don't want to be one of those trap rappers or just one of those people who want to feed into like selling out. I don't want to sell out. You know what I mean? I just want to keep telling the truth, and especially as an indigenous being, there's so much truth that is being withheld from our current society, our current communities surrounding us within Canada and within the States and within Central America. Turtle Island is all of North America. Turtle Island is and has been Turtle Island for millennia, before colonization, before frontier ever started. We all were one, and we were all brothers and sisters. So, and the fact that we are continuing to be divided and separated, and especially right now between Mexico and the States, and a lot of the children that are being held up at the border and are separated from their parents, that is just heartbreaking. and that should not be happening, and I don't understand why it's still happening. So I believe, and I still like to say this a lot, in what Louis Riel had said, that it really is going to be the artists that are going to help wake up our people, help them understand what it is that we need to do in order to change. But first, we need to be that change. We need to do it within ourselves in order for people to see that it can be done. So that's the only way that I know I can do it. So I'm just doing my best to stay true to who I am along the way while living in this chaotic world.
Well, let's see you do your best on the next track.
Thank you. So this next song is called Superwoman. This song I wrote about an ex. And at the time, I was very, I didn't really have a lot of self-love for myself. I didn't really understand how to fight for love. And I was literally like an object of other people's affections at that time too. So it was a really awkward situation for me. And at that point in my life, because I was just trying to understand what love meant and who loved me more and all this and all that. So I hope you guys like it. This is called Superwoman. I got something on my mind, and I know that I don't have a lot of time. This world we live in is a fucked up place, but I'm reminded, with the help of God's grace, that things can only get better if I keep the faith. That when times get tough, I got to call upon my strength. But I ain't no superwoman in this arms race. I dream of you while I'm moving on. It was hard to let go, and now you're gone. I made it seem so easy, but that was long ago. I now understand that love comes from the soul. That love comes from the soul. I was scared, you were perfect. There was no way that I deserved this. I was scared, you were perfect. There was no way that I deserved this. I was scared, you were perfect. There was no way that I deserved this. I was scared, you were perfect. There was no way that I deserved this. I didn't know someone could love me so much, yet my self-love wasn't strong enough. So I let you slip through my grip and set you free. I just knew I wasn't mentally and emotionally ready. Self-sabotage was a fucked up habit of mine. I gave you up for another, now I'm paying for my crime. Love is a fickle thing. It can either make or break the heartstrings. I didn't fight for you, I didn't know how. And afterwards I had no respect for myself. So I left my culture and I left that man where I had wrong, and now I know how to fight. Self-love keeps me strong through the nights. I still think about how what I did to you wasn't right, and I apologize. I have opened my eyes. Creator has a funny way of making us realize things in this world never last. So I'm gonna try my best to let go of the past, and I pray that you stay a good man if you can. I'm only human, forgive me. We tend to ruin what makes us happy, and in the end no one is laughing. Yet I'm thankful to be able to heal through my rapping. I feel like a weight has lifted from my chest, like I can finally put my thoughts to rest. And now there's nothing left to say except that I hope you find happiness. I really do have a good life, and stay true. I was scared, you were perfect, and now I know that I deserve this. I was scared, you were perfect, and now I know that I deserve this. I was scared, you were perfect, and now I know that I deserve this. I was scared, you were perfect. There was no way that I deserved this. Together now, I am not scared. I am perfect, and I will never forget that I deserve bliss. I am not scared. I am perfect, and I will never forget that I deserve bliss. I am not scared. I am perfect, and I will never forget that I deserve bliss. I am not scared. I am perfect, and I will never forget that I deserve bliss. I kind of messed that one up, but it sounded cool still.
Yeah, it was great.
I was right.
You have experience beyond just being an MC, right?
Yes.
You're a working actor. I watched the episode of Ming's Dynasty that you did. Hilarious.
I like it.
And you have an upcoming short film that you're acting in as well, right? Night Ride?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that film?
For sure. So Night Ride is a film of 4 BIPOC queer femme beings who are badass, and it's a grindhouse film. So the film, I'm wearing my panties and just a t-shirt, and I'm dancing. And that's basically how I'm introduced. I'm the friend. I go by Owen, and I'm the one that's just like the friend that everyone's always waiting on to get ready, to finish their hair, their makeup, And so that's how the film starts, and then we end up meeting up, and then these creatures of the night attack us. And in the Indigenous culture, I know in my Cree culture, they're known as Wendigos. And the screenplay writer of this film, her name is Olivia. Oh my goodness, I just totally blanked on her last name.
Olivia. You can find her on her Instagram. If you go on to Instagram, you can find Night Ride, actually, the Night Ride film. And then you can find out who Olivia is. I feel so bad for forgetting her last name. But anyway, Olivia, she's Métis as well. She's also Cree. And so that's why she developed the play surrounding these creatures that are within our legends and our stories as Indigenous peoples. So it was really cool to actually lead. Well, I'm not the lead character, but I mean just to lead a character in a film that is completely who I am. And I don't have to pretend to really be anyone else. I just have to change my name. So it was really nice. It was beautiful to be a part of. It was cold though, the entire shoot. It was shot in November in Calgary. So it was freezing. We were all freezing titties, that's for sure. So yeah, that was really fun. And I can't wait for it to air out here on the 16th for the Vancouver Queer Film Festival. Y'all are going to love it. If you guys want that empowering, inspirational, just body loving, film, go check that out, because I love my body in that film. So, and I don't have the ideal body that society wants me to have. So I think that's also kind of the idea of leading our own type of film, producing our own films as queer BIPOC beings. We can tell our own stories and not have anyone else dictate or tell us how we live our own lives and how we should be sexy and how we should be seen as just human beings. So yeah. Before we get to your last song, I do want to check in real quick. You posted recently to social media that you had a quarter life crisis.
Yeah.
That was sort of prompted by the at least in part by the needs and demands of social media and sort of what you have to put into it as an artist. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I kind of realized I was literally, I'm going to be completely honest, I was on mushrooms and I was hanging out with my partner and we were watching Christopher Robin. And that's what got me started on the crisis, on my quarter life crisis. So when I was little, I used to watch Winnie the Pooh with my little sister, Paige. I'm the oldest, so she's the second oldest. And I remembered why we loved Winnie the Pooh so much and how Winnie the Pooh, Roo, Eeyore, Tigger, the entire pack of these wonderful, silly, just pure animals, how they just are who they are and they're not afraid to be who they are, but they love and they're always there for each other. It doesn't matter whether or not like they're annoyed or irritated or mad, like they always fight for each other. And in the movie Christopher Robin obviously grows up, right? So he comes back without intending to come back. He kind of like forgot how to be a kid again and forgot how to love. And then I thought about it and I was like, wow, like I've become an adult. I've separated myself from the ones that I love, and yet what I'm trying to do is remind the people how to love. And so I was like, what am I doing here? Why am I trying to be an artist and trying to prove to the world that I am who I am, when really I just want to go home, be with the people that I love, and not have to worry about what it means to be a human being in this capitalistic system that we're all currently controlled by. I just want to control my own emotions and my own feelings, and I want to be around the people that I care for, and I want to be able to tell them I love them every day and not have to have a cell phone that keeps me connected, because technology, I find it's like it's got this catch-22 like thing about it. You can stay connected, but then at the same time you're also disconnected, and it disconnects you from life and disconnects you from wanting to spend time with the people that you truly love, because then you feel like, oh, like I liked their comment or I shared their post, that's enough. When really it's like, well, why don't you go out and visit them and like go out and hang out? But it's hard when you become an adult, because then you don't have money to do those things.
Time.
Exactly. Like you've already made responsibilities with other people. You've dedicated your time and your efforts to helping others in a lot of their life challenges, and then you get overwhelmed because you are kind of not thinking about yourself anymore, and then you have to kind of take time to yourself, and then it just becomes this roller coaster effect. At least it does with me. So, and at that point of my life, I was like, I'm going to be turning 25. My God, I'm turning 25. And I haven't even become a star yet. Just kidding. No, that's not it at all. No, I was just being funny. No, turning 25 and I haven't done anything with my life, but I'm like, do I really want to continue to do anything with my life? Do I really want to continue to inspire and motivate when, it just seems like there's so many warriors and people out there that are already doing it? And why don't I just go and do my own thing and not have to worry about trying to be what anyone else wants me to be? But I think, and then that's when my partner chimed in, and he was like reassuring me and telling me, just be who you are. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Don't worry about what anyone else says. Just be you and do your best to document it. If you don't feel like it, don't overwork yourself. He's like, just do what you can, and people are going to love you either way. But people are so happy that you're on this path already. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. They're just happy that I'm doing my best, and that's all that matters. And when I was younger, I used to be like a super perfectionist. Like, I think that's also what kept me from wanting to do much with my art when I was younger, because I was always worried about what people would think. I never sounded like Mariah Carey. I never sounded like all these amazing artists like Beyonce and like I can't even think, like Tim McGraw. I grew up singing country too, so Shania Twain. I never sounded like Shania Twain. So I was always comparing myself. So I never really had confidence in who I am as an artist. And so I'm still kind of on that path, and I'm still trying to figure out what exactly it is that I am doing as an artist, and then also as an activist and as an actress and as a poet, just all these things that I am and what I'm trying to do with those things. And really, I guess the answer to that is just trying to remind people that it's okay to jump out of your comfort zone. It's okay to take risks. It's scary. The unknown is scary, but
Always.
We must embrace it. If we keep running away from it, we're we're just going to keep ourselves from happiness and lead miserable lives. And I don't want to do that anymore.
All right. Well, on that note, let's get to your last track for the session.
All right. This song is called This Is. And this literally is my purpose to be here today. So thank you so much for having me here. Again, my song, This Is. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. MC Nite Sun.
Okay.
Yeah. I am just trying to fulfill my sole purpose and prove to myself that it's all worth it. I'm done trying to tear myself down. I will accomplish life this time around. Not sure how many lives I've lived, but I know enough. There is a bigger picture, so I mustn't fuss. Cause I got the roster of Napelak who on the must. Even the Cascatelia suck need some love. Cause we all know we weren't the only ones who got traumatized by the money system, and thus far we have survived. We got back up and gave it another try, like the lotus that must fight through the water to survive on the surface, which proves to Buddha that the truth is worth it. For we are connected to the eternal sun. This spark exists within everyone. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. I am that I am. This is my purpose. I am from the Bear Clan. This is my purpose. I am Thipscalpi Sim. This is my purpose. I walk the road within. This is my purpose. We all bleed red. This is my purpose. We are the medicine. This is my purpose. I will commit. This is my purpose to make a difference in this lifetime that I live. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. I want to be an inspiration for the youth of this generation, for the Inuit, Métis, and the First Nation. We are all divine beings, healing the feeling, feeling the healing, breathing in knowledge, breathing out freedom. Believing is half the battle, so walk your walk and shake your rattle. Make it known you fear no evil, cause the dark and the light were made to be equal. Yin and yang, great mystery and great spirit, like the ascended masters who have tried to interpret this illusion. Nothing that is physical can interrupt spiritual evolution. No matter how much man may try to create fear through propaganda and religion, it's time to start fighting for this home that we live in. Don't wait for the government to ask for forgiveness, because the truth is discerning, furthering the nurturing, the spiritual surgery between what was never meant to be separate, calibrating the deficit. What you feed the mind is what can put you in debt again. So feed the mind positive vibes, take a deep breath and count to 10. Life is a never-ending mission, and your body was never meant to be a prison, but an instrument for the love that we reflect from up above, lest we forget those that have gone on and those yet to come. Those yet to come. Those yet to come. Those yet to come.
Nite Sun live at Studio 6. Thank you so much for coming to do this. Where can people find out about you and your various projects?
You can check out my website, which is www.tipiskawpisim.com. Altogether, that's dipscalpisim.com. You can also find me on my Instagram. That is @_NiteSun_, which is NITESUN. You can find me on Twitter, which is MC_NiteSun. And then you can find me on Facebook, which is MC Nite Sun. No underscore.
Great. Thanks again. This was wonderful.
Thank you.
That's a wrap. Great. Woo!
Perfect.
Amazing. Oh, that was so good.
That was really good.